Morning, guys. How's it going? Let me just check why my webcam's not showing up. There we go. Now you can see me. How's it going? Hope everyone's good. So I'm doing another live stream today, and it's going to be on. Let me just shut some of these things down. I'm going to be revisiting an old track. Let me give you a little blast of how it sounds at the moment. Basically, with a Melba Moore sample, and I was again, it's from my side project. I'm kind of just messing around with doing some heavier stuff just this week. I'm going to be doing some more sessions today on some more get to know me stuff, but this is more my side alias of Ghetto Know, a bit tougher. Sorry, it's Evelyn Champagne King, not Melba Moore. Yeah, so I did this track ages ago, like 2017, and I played it out, and it sounded pretty average actually. And it was weird because I always thought it sounded amazing in the studio, but so I just wanted to just go back to it really and just see what's what, see if I can toughen up the drums and make it sound good, because I always kind of like the switch up of it. So let's see how we go. And let me just check that my voice is working okay on the stream. Yeah, it looks like it is. And let me just get this up. So say hi to Alan, who's listening in. How's it going, man? Thanks for tuning in. So I'm on the new Logic today, as you can see. Maybe some new features on here. I'm not going to be using any of the live loop stuff today, but yeah, maybe another time I'll be doing definitely I'll be doing some live loop jams at some point. Cool. Okay, so let's get cracking. So I'm going to be using Ableton as well. So let's load up my kind of character beats project that I like to use, and then we'll jump straight in and get a new kick drum sound going for this track and see how we get on. So let's actually do this. So I'll go to the kick. Yeah, so I have no idea what I'm going to do here. I'm literally just going to see what comes out. So I'm going to use a Logic double replace drum track feature, so I can just quickly grab a replacement kick. Saves me having to just put the MIDI in basically. So let's go to good old kick 2, and I've got a preset which I've been working quite a lot with at the moment. Is it this one? Okay. So I've got the bass as MIDI down here, but I've also just got it as it was. So we've got a sub part. Let's bring all these up to the top so we can just have a real look. So I want to try and get the vibe of the kick and the bass working well together, because I think that was the main problem with the original version I had, was just the kick and the bass were just didn't work together really. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to be just tuning this and see if I can get a nice little kind of groove going between the space of the kick and the bass. So how are they going to be sitting together basically? So I can pitch the kick up a little bit. what happened there. Went crazy. Okay, that's not bad. Let me just see what these all are here. So yeah, as I said, this is 2017, so who knows what was going on. So I don't know why there's two of those. Let's lose those. Okay. Let's try out some different vibes here. Let me just turn down the limiter. I have the limiter on because I find that I use this kind of like a quality control thing. So if I can get the also, let me just change my buffer setting because I was recording a bit of bass before I did this, and it's going to be causing it to glitch a little bit. Should I say hi, Lauren, who's tuning in? How's it going, man? Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Okay, I don't like that kick sound at the moment. So let's pitch it back down again. So we've got quite a subby bass line. So let's grab the tail of this. See how that kind of brings it into focus. Let's have a look at the, okay. So I'm trying to find a place where the kick and the bass feel like they're kind of in their own space a little bit. And I'm trying to get the click, the attack of the kick to be kind of in phase with the sub. So I could go with a higher kind of kick like that. Let me just go, I'm going to go quite early into live, and I just want to find something with a bit of character, because at the moment it's all a bit too kind of artificial sounding. So I want to get something with a bit of vibe in terms of the kick, something I can layer. Yeah, that's nice. Listen to that kick on the top. So let's pull that in. So we'll just try some things out. I've got some ones I've already actually chopped out, which I could try as well. I'm not necessarily looking for, but actually I'm kind of, as I said, I'm trying to get something a little bit breaksy going on. I'm just seeing a lot of breaksy stuff, and I kind of started out making breaks, and I'm always just looking for kind of fun ways of fun little sounds, because I've got a side project, as I said. Is that going to play? Yep. I've got a side project, Ghetto No, which is like heavier kind of stuff, and I enjoy making different types of music, and it kind of tends to be a little bit simpler making like this kind of style stuff. The other stuff I do is really musical and it's great, but it can be quite kind of hard, quite a hardcore process mentally. So it's nice to make something a little bit more kind of not to say throwaway, but yeah, just a little bit more simple, I guess. Although the simple stuff like this is sometimes you got to work harder on the individual sounds to get them to sound good, so every type of music has its own the hard parts of making it in some ways. So that's quite kind of hard sounding, that kick. I think it was maybe a bit better pitched up. Okay, so let's look at the envelope a bit. We could maybe EQ this kick layer a bit. Okay, so this sub layer, let's get this side chained to, the kick. Instruments, kick main. I've got a preset here actually. Sidechain bass. Compress, range. Yeah, it's sounding a little bit too hard at the moment. Let's try changing the envelope on this sub. Let's try bringing down the That's working a bit better, I think, because we've got more of the attack from the character kick. Hi Jackson, how's it going, man? Nice for you to join. Yeah, so that's working a bit better. Let's try another layer on here. I've got this character, what's it called? I've got this pack called Dirt and Layers, which is mad for kicks. It's got all these weird layers like that, which just sound like wicked on kicks. Yeah, that's kind of working a bit better, I'd say. Too much. Okay, let's bus. Let's put these together, send them to a bus. And let's throw on my go-to kick processor, which is Decimal. Used to be magnetic 2 tape, but now I'm using this a lot. Okay, let's go back to my project here. Oops. I know why it's not loading half of these loops, but this one's always a nice one. Yeah, let's sing a bit better. So by playing with this envelope, I'm extending the amount of period that the kick drum is spending in the kind of sub range. Yeah, so if I did that, you can see I'm pitching it so it's higher in pitch, but by bringing it down, or sorry, across, you see it's stretching this end part of the waveform, which means I'm getting more sub. Yeah, that's nice. So let's have a look. So this is why I like to use this mastering limiter as a bit of quality control. But let's have a look. If I bring down the limiter, I want to see if I can get this kind of like, you know, like it feeling kind of quite loud. Okay, let's have a look at the envelope again. Yeah, I think that's kind of working okay. Okay, let's just bounce in this extra Ableton loop. Don't bounce it with the limiter on. Okay. Maybe break 2. Okay. Yeah, so really with this session this morning, I just want to try and get some cool drums going for this track, and then everything else is kind of in place. It was all arranged and everything. So I'm not going to like try and finish it today. I just want to try and get the drums sounding kind of decent, and that'll be my remit for this session. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's try some other grooves. I don't know what's going on with these drums here. Let's just activate these. Some of these are in time, some of them aren't. I need to spend some time going through and get them all properly warped. It's quite a nice snare. Yeah, that's nice. Definitely don't hate that. Okay. Where's that loop gone I had? No! Why didn't I bounce it in at the time? Is it that? think it was that. Let's bounce that in. Yeah, so I'm kind of going for something like housey, but kind of weirdly breaksy, but still disco-y. That's my kind of my plan. That's why I want to take my Ghetto No project a little bit more in that direction. Just because I think there's lots of kind of ravey sounding stuff, and I grew up on well, when I first started making music, it was like finger licking records and labels like that were big, and I thought maybe trying to do something a bit more on those lines. But yeah, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to try that out. Okay, so that's I don't know if I should try and chop this off a bit. Or maybe EQing it. I want to overlayer things. I'm not sure if I do like that one actually. We could get something better. Maybe we need a we have a I like that. Okay, and then maybe I'm going to go for more of a traditional hat I could add in there. Then I'm going to try some of my other breaks I've got. Not breaks, but like shakers and stuff like that. See what comes out of that. And then I reckon we might be in business. I don't need the subs from this. Let me just try this. Try not to use too many low cuts, because the bells and low shells are a bit more forgiving. Let's try that. Okay. Okay. A nice hat in there. Okay, I'm going to go back to kick. Now this is cool. If you're a Logic user, check this bad boy out. So Studio VCA, give it a attack time maybe 30 milliseconds. Let's try that. Release 30 milliseconds, maybe even faster than that. And then put it in this soft distortion mode. So just make a bit of makeup going. Really fattens up your kicks. This is cool as well. Let's go back to Decimort. And let's use our jitter and frequency dial. Bit of crunch on the top. I think that's a bit nicer actually. Okay, let's have a look at some EQ for the kick. So I just pitched it down a bit there because I wasn't happy with it. What I do, if I really like something, depending on what kind of track it is, I've got my Neve preamp, clone preamp, my Golden Age. I usually run things through that, so I might run the kick, and I've got a Pultec EQ, fake Pultec, that I might run it through as well. Little dip around there. Find a nice attack. Let's just do a little roll off. Where's my, let's try a bit more distortion. Bit more on this top. Okay. Maybe there were too much. So what I could try doing with this loop, taking away some of the attacks and just boost some of the sustains. So it's a bit more like an atmosphere. Maybe not. I could try doing the opposite. Okay, let's try and get this just right. Okay, so let's go back to here. Am I using anything from this? I can't remember now. No. Quite nice, but So I don't want to get too far down the road on this one, on those beats, because I've got quite a few breaks already. So I'm going to try using a different type of project where I've got loaded like disco-y, more housey kind of shakers, and this is like my kind of Splice project where I've downloaded a load of stuff from Splice, and try some of those out. Yeah, that's the winner. Yeah, I quite like both of those actually. They could be interchange. Shaker. There's one more thing I want to try before I call this a wrap on this little session this morning. Let's get a little that pattern in there. But it's just kind of feeling decent actually. Because it always upset me because I spent ages on the track, the original version. I just played it out and it just sounded. I thought it sounded amazing in the studio, but it never sounded good when I played it out. And I think it's just because it's just a little bit too. I needed a bit more of this kind of charactery sounds to start with. It was a bit too synthetic almost. Okay, so the final thing I'm going to try is this. Now, I really wish I'd saved the channel strip. Did I save the channel strip? Save? No, I don't think I did. So let me just go back to here. And what track was it? I can't even remember what track it was. I think it was this one. Tell you what, it's a really good idea to come up with new ideas every day. Although this isn't a new idea, it feels like a new idea because it's been ages since I did it. But I just find that it helps the rest of the process. It helps you it prevents you getting too angsty about other parts of the process. Because if you're mixing a track and you're starting to, and I'm terrible at this, you're starting to compare whether, version 121 sounded as good as 122 because you put one of the EQs on linear phase. It's like, you can get really. It's not fun sometimes, because you. I mean, this is what I do. I completely kind of start to zone out on things. And sorry, 1 second. Okay, so yeah, you start to zone out a little bit on stuff, and but coming up with new ideas, you kind of you sever that the relationship you have with the mix you're working on, because you've got something new to even if it's just for an hour in the morning. It kind of helps you to lose the attachment you have to the mix, and just want to get it finished with, so you can come on with this new exciting idea. Okay, so that was just a cool channel strip I made the other day. So I'm doing lots of experimentation with kind of, I say generative, but like setting parameters for sounds to make parts for me. So I'm still kind of in charge of the of certain aspects of it, but yeah, it's just quite kind of fun. You can just mess around with having Logic in this case kind of come up with ideas for you. It's going to be the wrong key. I don't even know what key this is in. So we go C minor pentatonic. Wrong track. Oh no, that's the right one. Let's take this off actually. So I wonder, maybe this could be a B section or something. Let me try a different approach here. What's the one I was looking for? No, so it's another script. And we're going for, no, I don't want to open the script. I want what's the key range? No, not that one. Random offset probability. So we'll do octaves and fifths. What's that like? I don't feel like it's playing the right notes for some reason. Let me just test it with the piano. Yeah, I'm just not sure what's going on here. Oh, why is that playing D? What have I done here? What have I done? I'm a bit confused. So let me just see what's what here. Okay, so now we're in E. So now we're in E minor. Okay, so let's just kind of answering the question of why it's not working. Okay, all right. So let's just check if this piano part is playing the same thing. So that makes sense. Okay, cool. So maybe this is answering the question of why this isn't sounding very good. So if I transpose it to be E pentatonic minor. This kind of sounds cool, but maybe some little fills I could put in. Kind of cool. So it'd kind of be like. Okay, let's just bounce a load of it in. Let me just get the original sound back. Oh no, I've played it before. See, I've got my bearings of Moog here. I should really be using that, but it's a hard one because I want to just stay and make sure it survived. It's worth pursuing before I bother with putting the work in. But then sometimes you do it and then kind of you never use things. I do use it. That's not true. Okay, so let's just bring this in. And then maybe I'll set myself a reminder as next time that's the first thing I need to do is to start going. So there's a new option there. Quite excited about new logic. Whoa, I don't think so. Okay, weird. I don't know why it's suddenly doing that. Okay, let's just quit Ableton. See if that makes a difference. It might be because I'm streaming. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce this, and that is going to be the end of this session for this morning. Version 1. I'm not sure. This did happen to me last night actually, and then I rebooted Logic and it was fine. So I don't know if this is just a little problem with Logic and this new Logic on my Mac Pro. My Mac Pro is a very, 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 very powerful dinosaur. 2010, it's 10 years old, but it's a beast. So it's kind of a weird position of being, you know, you'd have to spend a lot of money to get a new Mac, which is as powerful, but it's also old, which means that some of the new stuff doesn't really work that well on it. It was kind of a mission trying to get the OS. I had to get a new graphics card to even be able to put the OS on. So I hope I'm not going to have situations like that repeating. All right, so that's going to be my morning session, my little kind of new idea generation session. I'm quite happy with how that's sounding. Let's have a little blast. It's an MP3. So obviously those little bass kind of little groove bits are going to be chopped up and interspersed as little fills and stuff like that. Gives it a kind of an electro feel, breaksy kind of feel, which I like. So I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to close that down, and then I'm going to be doing another session on the back in the highlight again that I was doing, that I have been doing. So I'm going to do another thing on that. I did a 303 part last night, which I think is really cool, and I'm going to arrange the effects I recorded last week. So that's going to be my second session of the day, which I'm going to do after I've had a little bit of breakfast, and then I'm going to do another session after that, which is going to be more of a kind of drafting session, trying to get an idea to start to sound good. And this afternoon I'm doing some of my video tutorial stuff. So I'm going to be doing something on the new Saturn from FabFilter Saturn 2, which I'm really excited about. I installed that last night, so that's exciting. All right, guys, thanks everyone who tuned in. Thanks, Alan, Laurent, Jackson. Cheers, guys, for tuning in, and I hope everyone found that